Hey, this is Matt for AVNation.tv. We are here in the Christie booth at ISE 2019 in lovely Amsterdam. I'm here with Marcus. Marcus, how are you?
I'm very fine.
Thank you so much for having us. Marcus, we're standing in front of your new MicroTiles, but they're being driven by Pandoras Box.
That's correct.
Your processing engine. Tell us a little bit about Pandoras Box first, and then how it fits so well with the new MicroTiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. So as you mentioned, this is the new MicroTiles LED wall, which is one of our newest products, which we're showing here at the ISE 2019. And the same, we're having a new product, which is Pandoras Box, with a new feature which we're showing off over here, and that is the 10-bit color lamps.
Okay.
So this perfectly fits together because the LED wall is capable of accepting signals like that.
Okay.
And Pandoras Box now has the capability as well to deliver such signals.
In the past, 10-bit obviously, is fairly new on the market. There's not a lot of products that support that.
Correct.
Why did you go and support that, especially on something like an LED video wall?
Yeah, especially on an LED video wall is exactly the point. So you have certain applications, it's sometimes as well in projection mapping or something where you want to avoid color bandings. It's the same topic like you would always hear from video codecs, that you want to get rid of those color bandings and compression artifacts. So once we run uncompressed media, like we do in here, so we're really running an uncompressed signal in 10-bit color lamps at 60 Hertz. The problem is, even when you go to 8-bit in uncompressed, you will still have some color banding because the value ranges just only from a 0 to 255 digits. And what we can do in here, which is perfectly visible now in the gradients, we enlarge with that 10-bit the color depths from values from 0 to 1023. So we have many more pixels, or color values we can address, so we can avoid color banding, which is just within a gradient, especially when you're looking at computer-generated images, where you typically have a background which is a slight gray curve. You will always see those jumps, and with the extra colors in the 10-bit, we can get rid of that and get a clearer, more quality-driven display.
That's fantastic. One of the things that we saw just a second ago was that logo coming across the screen. Now that's not an actual video. That's a composite, correct?
That's correct.
Tell us how Pandoras Box allows you to do that.
Yeah, Pandoras Box is anyways known for its compositing possibilities. On the one hand, we're definitely serving media like a traditional media server is supposed to do, so we're just playing back in a pure playback scenario. That is often fine, but many times you're having that extra step you need to go. You need to be flexible, you need to react to something, and you want to program your show, because it's sometimes not only pure content playback, it is often as well that you have last minute changes or whatever. So Pandoras Box is offering multiple layers in the structure which you can program on a timeline to composite a lot of things which are going on your screen. In this case, we wanted to show off the color gradients as well. So we have perfectly created content on the one hand, but on the other hand, we're overlaying it with a real-time rendered gradient, which we can cycle through. It could even be interactive, that we could select some colors. And in addition, we just put in the logo and have an animation, so that is all programmed on the timeline, that it just comes up and runs every once in a while.
And that's something that saves not only man hours from a design standpoint, but also processing time and everything else.
That's correct.
That's something that very rarely you don't find that in those kind of platforms.
Yeah. That's correct. So we often have theaters or whatever, or as well some other presentations where they make use of that flexibility because they're not rendering a video once, and then you have to take that. If you have last minute changes, you need to re-render sections or whatever. If you're lucky, you can only render sections. And this gives us the possibility to be on site, because imagine that kind of a display. It's a couple of meters long. If you're looking at your compositing screen while building that content, it's a chunk like that. Even if you have a large monitor, you cannot know how fast movements are. If you're having a classical movement from left to right, you would never know how fast it really looks on the final display if it's about 30 meters wide. And this is what we can composite in Pandoras Box. If the content has been created in different layers, we can animate that stuff in Pandoras Box to account for the last minute wishes. If you say that's too fast, let's do it slower, or we can exchange media when slower issues have been rendered or something.
It gives you an absolute ton of flexibility. That's fantastic.
Exactly.
So if people want to find out more information about MicroTiles, about Pandoras Box, about all the other products that you have available, where can they do that?
That's definitely on our website. It's christiedigital.com, and you can find all those information about all the various products.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
For more coverage from the show floor and to learn more about AVNation, please visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.